Welcome, Prowl Nation. It's lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk brought to you by Lions Nation Unite. And what a show for you today. You know what? We've had some down times here recently, last couple of games. We're going to show you the upside. We're going to try to show you the positive side. So before we get into all that, let me kick it to my main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, you know what you got to do, baby. Get on this train to 10,000 subscribers. We need you on that train. So click the subscribe button. We need you. We want you here to be a part of Prowl Nation. Join that family, baby. But it's time to kick through that third man of the crew. You know who that is. The ladies' pet, Cool Tawrence. What's going on, my dude?
What's up, Prowl Nation?
Let's get this thing started
right now.
Lego.
Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back to the show, Prowl Nation. And we're going to start it off by kicking over to Jim.
Man, we got a topic for you today. Dan Campbell. He says, "What? Same old Lions? We don't want to see that shit here." You know, and that is not his mindset. That's not the mindset of any of the players. He doesn't want any of the players having that mindset. And we're going to talk about one particular player later that this may affect. Well, we'll see how that goes. But no, it's not the same old Lions. It is not. You know what? We lost 2 games. Yes, we did. We've had problems. The defense doesn't look that good. Everybody's like, this team sucks, whatever. Did any one of us on this show say that this team was going to be great this year? Okay. Me and Curt did not say that this year was going to be.
Yeah, Leo had the double digit Kool-Aid going on.
I did.
But we know we got his certificate for him yesterday. He finished his 12-step opening program, and he is better now. So
it's all good now. So,
but Jim, I mean, go ahead.
So he's like, but seriously, look at the draft. Look at the draft class. That's all you have to look at. You look at the draft class. They didn't do much in free agency because they didn't want to spend the money. They're not bringing in, C players for A money at this point anymore in this regime. We're not drafting Jelani Tavais anymore in this regime. We're not drafting, some of the corners that we've drafted are second round picks that were terrible. Tease Tabers, we're not drafting those guys anymore. We're drafting trenches. We're drafting a stud at left tackle, which we're going to get to later as well. But the draft looks good. Next year, we have more money in free agency, and we're also going to have a lot more draft picks. So this thing's not the same old Lion. Just see the turnaround soon.
Yeah, and you just don't want the people to have that mindset. And I know that Dan Campbell knows that mindset. He was here during the winless season. So he knows that mindset. And he's like, get that crap out of here. He don't want to hear that mess. I like that attitude from our head coach, because he's lived it. So he knows it. So he's like, no, don't start that crap here. This is not what we're doing. And you have to like that positivity coming from the head coach. He coaches intense and he's being intense, but he knows that there's things that need to be done and need to be worked on, but he knows that it's not the same. It's different, even though some of the results may be a little bit similar, but the fight is still there and it's different. The mentality of the coaches are different. The mentality of the players are different. It's just going to have to wait for it to translate onto the field. It's not going to be a turnaround. I know we're the microwave generation. You pop the Lions into that microwave and boom, they're instantly better. That's not how it works, especially in the NFL. You built a young base. Like Jim said, the draft class was good. You have a lot of this draft class, including some of the undrafted guys starting. So, or getting substantial playing time. So they're younger and they're building a young base and they're going to, like I've said this so many freaking times before. I know it's a broken record, people, but we have what we want. And soon enough, we're going to have who we want. And this team's going to get better really, really fast.
Yeah, I agree. One thing with the whole hopium and everything, like for me, I'm not saying that you guys are saying it's the same on Lions because y'all have very good reasons behind y'all's expectations for the Lions this year. But it's just like, it's in the games where you think, okay, we could win this one if we play really hard. I usually think that I try to give them games in my head because it's like foreshadowing. I don't want to use the word manifest because that's like overused nowadays. But, it's like that. It's like, it's like, yeah, let's go out and win 10. Let's be that surprise team. And then it's like, all right, maybe we won't. Maybe I was wrong. I understand, it is what it is. But yet and still, I can see if somebody were to say, same old Lions, but to echo what both you guys say, the results have been kind of similar, you know what I'm saying? But I think the fight is different. I think a lot of the other things around the end result are different, if that make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Understandable. And, it's just the mentality is different. And Dan Campbell's not going to stand for that crap. He's like, nope. He said if he sees it in the locker room, he's going to nip it in the bud. So, he's not going to try to hear that in no way, shape, or form with this iteration of the Detroit Lions that he's the head coach of. So I'm liking that attitude from our head coach, Dan Campbell.
One other thing that he said in that press conference that impressed me, he says, you're not going to get me down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling that, basically.
Great big old coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
His heart ain't gonna let him slow down.
Right.
But he has a mentality of, you know what? Yeah, this is what we got to fix. This is what we got to fix. That's what we got to fix. We've heard that before in Detroit. But you know what? I think he's the guy in the staff to actually do it. And that's the difference. That's the direction's different. They come on, man. They got left with bare cupboards for the most part. Their offensive line was good, but you had nobody at wide receivers. Safety isn't great. Linebackers, there's not much there. They had to build a lot. They lost Stafford. They had to come back and build, and it's going to take a minute for that to happen. First year, and I said this when we started, first year, new head coach, new regime. It's going to take time for this team. Yeah. This isn't going to be instant. This is not going to be a great year. It's going to be a year for development. And absolutely that's what's going on.
Yeah. If you look at some fans, they'll say, well, Jim Caldwell did it. Well, Jim Caldwell inherited a pretty good team. Yeah, it's not what that Dan Campbell inherited. He did not, like you said, Jim, the cupboards were bare. I mean, stripped down to the bones almost, of course, a good offensive line. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much,
a decent offensive line.
Yeah. A decent with drafting Depanay Sewell made it better. Yeah. And, you had one pretty much good running back with DeAndre Swift, but all of his running mates from last year are not here. You got a whole new crew in that running back room besides DeAndre Swift. So, and then you had one quarterback that's on the roster from last year, David Blau, but most of the guys to this regime are new in key positions, especially skill positions. Look at the secondary. You had two guys in the cornerback room that's pretty much from last year with Aurorier and Okuda, who's out hurt. Everybody else is new. Safeties, two guys, Will Harris, Tracy Walker, everybody else new. So this was a really big turnover on the roster. And it's not big names like Jim said. We're not getting, C players for A money like the last regime who were bringing in everybody's, all the Patriots former backups to paying them starter money. So yeah, trash. But, it's going to be a different regime. And Dan Campbell says, not here, not today, and we're not having it right here.
We gave
this Detroit Lions
Trey Flowers $19 million. Now, I will say this. I was wrong because I wanted him to go out. I was like, if you're going to get somebody that money, give it to Jadeveon Clowney. He hasn't really, been a sack machine or whatever, a great pass rusher in that time. But we really gave that man, and that's, get your money, but we really gave Trey Flowers $19 million.
You know what? Trey Flowers was never a sack master in New England. He was never.
But that's
never
that's
his
sack
role.
master money.
Yeah,
that's the money. That's the money Chandler Jones wants.
I get what you're saying. I feel you 100%. Yeah. But the previous regime, when they brought him in, they weren't bringing him to be a sack master. They was bringing him in to do what he did in New England, and that's what he did in that regime. Set the edge, played the run hard. You know what I'm saying? And pressures the quarterback, but wasn't ever a big. I don't think he was ever a big sack guy. It's in my opinion.
He wasn't.
Never.
That's what I'm.
But
he
that
was
goes
always a
to
good
what you're
run
saying.
stuffer.
Yeah, Bob Quinn did that, and now we have to. And like he's one of those guys that may not be here in the long run. Definitely, if we can get rid of that contract, he's gonna be out the door. Yeah, out the dojo. All right, man. Hey, if you like this content, like the video, share the video, comment. All of these things help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. Hey, man, and that thing right there is free. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to pick, you ain't got to go to that wallet. You ain't got to PayPal it. You ain't got to Cash App it. It's free. Just click that subscribe button or click the share button or ring the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Jim, what is your family discussion topic for today?
Family discussion topic for today. Do you think these are the same old Lions? I've had a lot of people recently, even the Kool-Aid drinkers, even the opium addicts, they're all like, oh, these are the same old Lions. We lost 2 games. It's 2 freaking games. But anyway, do you think they're the same old Lions? If you like the content, you like what you're seeing here, and you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It's free. And also it helps us to march onto that 10,000 subscriber mark. And now on to my news and rumors topic. Peyton Manning believes in Jared Goff and the Lions rebuild. He says there's something there. But I want to go to a quote because this is very interesting. We always talk about how Jared Goff, he always stares down his first read and then checks down. He stares down his first read, then checks down. And most of the time he just is passing for 5, 6, 7 yards because it's always a check down. People are frustrated with that. Here's what Peyton Manning had to say. He said, first year in a new system, it's hard to determine what your second and third reads are. It's easy to be locked on that first read because it's what you feel most comfortable with. Where is the second read? What is the third read? It just doesn't come as quickly in the first year of a system. Next year, he's going to be much more comfortable. And I thought that was key because, maybe that's an answer to what was going on there. And as I've said before, like I said, it's a first year regime, first year quarterback in Detroit, first year in this system. But I thought he handled the offense really, really well in the first half. They were on time. They were going forward. And Peyton Manning says he watched the Lions and their fight back and how that they tried to fight back and come back. He said there's something there to this rebuild. And I believe that too. I believe that maybe Jared Goff could be our quarterback. We just got to give him some time. It's 2 games. They want to rush him out of Detroit already. Right. That's how we do, man. The most famous people in Detroit are the backup goaltender, the 6th man on the bench for the Pistons, and the backup quarterback in Detroit generally, or somebody that's not here.
Yeah. You look at someone who knows football, and Peyton Manning knows football. We all know the sheriff knows football. And we got to I look at what he says, and I'm taking it like, okay, I feel what you're saying. But we're quick. I mean, we'll run people out of town all day long. We ran Stafford out of town. We run a lot of people out of town. We ran one of the best players in the NBA out of town, Allen Iverson, when he didn't do what we thought was, and he wasn't the same player. Allen Iverson wasn't the same player that he was. I say they lie to you, but he still, he was still Allen Iverson. But you look at this, what Detroit fans do, especially like Jim says, those players are generally the most popular guys on our teams because we don't have that patience because we've been starving for a winner for so long. That's why those guys, if they not instantly improve our teams, then we're saying, hey, you got to go. But that's not really the best answer for, especially for a new regime and a new quarterback and a new system. There's a lot of new stuff. We just talked about the new stuff earlier in the show. Well, you have all new coordinators, all new position coaches, just about, except for a few, Hank Fraley being that. You have a lot of new. I mean, like dust off, pull the tags off at new. So it's going to take a while. You have to be patient, people. Dan Campbell said this in his opening press conference. He said it's going to take a minute. Did you not listen to that? I mean, did y'all not hear? We love MCDC, but he said that when he first came into the building, he said it's going to take a while, but we're going to fight and we're going to be tough, and you're going to know you play the Detroit Lions at the end of the day. So you look at that, Jared Goff, he has some things to work on, but it's his first year in a new system. Things don't work out don't work that way. Like I said yesterday, sometimes you got to wait a little bit and take some time for things to get them the way you want them to be.
Well, I I won't disagree with Peyton Manning, of course, and I don't disagree with him about Jared Goff. But it's the only thing about that is I think I've heard that about him before he got here. That he latches on to the first receiver, and other people do it too. So I'm not gonna trip on that too much. Jared Goff, he'd get comfortable. Like we all know, like that's common sense almost. It's 2 games. He just got here. And he looked okay at sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So just think about that, you know what I'm saying? If you want to look at anything, that's the part of, I guess, perception is the word in this case, because he has had very high heights. He's had some low lows too. But whichever one you choose to focus on is, I guess, whichever one you're going to expect. But, I think I like the upside of it. And of course I agree with, we're building something here. The fight is a little bit different. And I truly believe that this is the regime that's going, whatever, the last however many years, 50 years or whatever it is, hopefully that'll be gone. I truly believe that that's going to be different. The thought is going to be different whenever this regime is done here.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Peyton Manning, the sheriff, the guy knows football, but hey, if you like this content, like this video, share it, with your friends. And so it can get in front of more Lions fans just like yourself. You can watch it on YouTube, but you can go over and click this content in Lions Nation Unite, the one-stop shop for Lions content. Man, I'm telling you, the biggest fans of the Detroit Lions are over there on the app. So go over and check it out. Now, my news and rumors topic of today, it's probably one of the most promising bit of news that came out of the Dan Campbell presser yesterday. Derrick Barnes is going to start getting some playing time. He said it. He's going to be in the game, and it could come at the expense of one Mr. Jamie Collins. Well, now I have to go back to my man Jim, because Jim has said this several times throughout these, this last, beginning of this regime. He said that you have to go and look out for Jamie Collins. He may not last here because he's not the type of player that Dan Campbell likes. Now, here's one of the things that really points to this point being made by Jim. Alex Anzalone was messing up in that game. We all saw it, but Dan Campbell, I like what he does, but this was, but Collins, he said, wasn't his best performance. Here is the key difference of what I see and what Dan Campbell may see in the difference between Anzalone and Collins. Collins, like taking plays off, not as fast, doing things kind of lackadaisical that he does. And we've all seen it. We all seen him on the field with a cup of Tim Hortons, a coffee in his hand, or Starbucks or whatever, just taking plays off. Anzalone's getting burnt, but his effort is there. It's not for lack of effort. It was just ability. Sometimes lack of effort, effort doesn't, always translate to ability. You can have effort without having ability. As long as you give it out there, give it in your all. Anzalone, even in that touchdown to Tunyon, he was right there step for step, but his ability to get his hands, get his head around and put his hands on the ball were not there. But he was there on that play, that touchdown to Aaron Jones when he caught one out of the backfield. Jamie Collins was just too slow, didn't even really make an effort to get towards him, didn't take a proper angle. The effort wasn't the same in those 2 plays. Those 2 plays to me stand out the most. The Aaron Jones touchdown where he just totally just toasted Jamie Collins, and it was half-heartedly running toward him when he walked into the end zone, and Anzalone being step for step with Tunyon. And I think that may be the difference of what Dan Campbell sees between Jamie Collins and Anzalone, and why the playing time may cost Jamie Collins instead of Anzalone.
I totally agree. You watch what Dan Campbell says about people. Remember Jelani Tavai? Oh, and we have him too.
Yep.
He's very transparent about who he likes and who he don't like. He says, yeah, he's a big linebacker and all this stuff about him, but he started saying about his effort, basically.
Yep.
And you can tell that he's not a Dan Campbell guy just by what Dan Campbell's saying. So if any of you were wondering, hey, which guy would Barnes take the place of? He's going to take the place of Jamie Collins. That's what I think, because he's comfortable with the dot being on Anzalone. He said that. He said he's comfortable with his calls. And Derrick Barnes being out there by his side, I think helps. I think that helps a lot. It will improve the linebacking core once Barnes gets the whole system now.
I never really thought about it like this until this morning, until hearing you guys speak about it. Remember when, I don't know if I think he might have got traded there, and then he signed like a little deal over in Cleveland. Yep. He got traded from and they cut him. You know what I'm saying? He was gone, and you know what I'm saying, the next year where they let him walk or whatever it was, and he went right back to New England and played much better. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe he never, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he has lost his desire to be here and he's showing it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not intentionally, but you know, if you don't want to be somewhere, everything else is showing. Maybe that's what it is. Whatever the case, goodbye. You sit on the bench. Maybe better on in our heavy packages. You know, when they bring in Pennicini and Nick Williams and whoever else. You know, maybe he could be one of those linebackers. On, you know, hey, you know, come back when you want him to do it. If that's the case, you know.
Yeah, I think Barnes beats him in every category.
Yeah, definitely.
Anzalone too, but at least Anzalone is trying.
Yep. Yeah, that's the effort. My thing, and I've said this last night on a different show, if I like, man, now he's green as hell too. I like Derrick Barnes with Pittman.
I do too.
They kind of work well together. They both fast, linebackers, aggressive, and they run sideline to sideline. Now, I'm not saying that Pittman is going to replace Anzalone in the starting lineup, but I would like to see them on the field together. You just bring that injection of energy and youth into the lineup. I'm not saying Anzalone is old, because he's not, but those two young guys play well off each other, and I would like to see them, you know, get some time together on the field. But I digress. But hey,
the difference. Oh, one thing though, the difference between Jamie Collins and Anzalone is this: you can't teach effort. Other things can be corrected. You know, angles can be corrected, and then, you know, turn your head around. You know, these different things, and maybe Anzalone just isn't the guy. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But the difference between Jamie Collins and Anzalone is effort.
Definitely. So I agree with both of y'all, and I don't think that he'll, you know, be around next season for sure, but probably not much longer. How do y'all think it's gonna happen? You think he'd be cut, or you think he'd be traded?
I think I'd like him to be traded, but the salary cap doesn't help us much in that aspect. It's going to hurt us a lot to trade him, I think. But man, don't be surprised. Disner's amazing, so he could probably take that hit and figure out how to do something else with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But I think we might be able to get something for Collins from New England. That's the only place he likes to play.
That's the only place, you know, he can go back and be with the evil emperor and Fatty Patty. He can go up there and have a reunion up there with those guys in the up there in New England. Hey, if you like this content, like the video, share the video. Hey, comment. You know, all of those things help us with this YouTube algorithm and get this content in front of more Lions fans just like yourself. And be on the bus, Gus. Get on that train, Wayne. The March to 10,000 is on, and we need you. We want you. And we got to have you, baby. So click that subscribe button right now. It's free. It's free. And if you need more free, it's free 99 and 53 cents. All right, my man, LL Cool Tawrence. Talk to me, brother. What is your news and rumors topic for today?
Well, my news and rumors topic for today. We spoke about it briefly yesterday, or I brought it up. You know, we got to share our thoughts briefly. But I saw a headline saying Penei Sewell hasn't allowed a sack while playing left tackle since week 4 of 2018 at Oregon. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Whatever, the pass is the pass. I like it. It's, you know, I guess it's impressive. And maybe that's his freshman year, probably. But with that being said, you know, and I guess the thought was that he struggled at right tackle, and now he's playing much better at left tackle. We already have a left tackle, you know, who is serviceable. I don't not like Decker, but maybe, I guess the thought is, or there is a thought that maybe it's time to explore a Decker trade. So I just want to know more, or maybe we can revisit that conversation. And what are you guys' thoughts on that?
My thought is hell no. Absolutely not. Okay, let me ask you a question. Who would you want more at right tackle? Matt Nelson or Penei Sewell? How do you feel about that?
Like right now today.
Yeah, because that's what you're going to do.
Right now today, if I guess not to be technical, I would want Matt Nelson there, because if Penei Sewell playing right, who playing left? Because
Taylor Decker.
Right now, Decker out.
Taylor Decker is playing left. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to trade a 26-year-old left tackle. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No, I was, like I said, that's why I made sure to say right now today, I take, whatever. But I like going forward, of the two, I'd rather have Penei Sewell.
Okay, here's some of the things. Salary cap implications. We just gave this guy a pretty big deal to play left tackle for the Detroit Lions. Number two, he's only 26 years old. You don't want to sit here and give away a left tackle that's 26 years old just to take the 20-year-old and put him over at left tackle. So we got Matt Nelson at right tackle. That just blows my mind that people think that's the right thing to do. Taylor Decker will probably be right tackle until he leaves here, and Penei Sewell can play right. Taylor Decker is also a mentor for this young man as well, and so he's helping him to become a pro and things like that. Let's not get rid of our talent, because we have a really good habit in Detroit of just getting rid of people and leaving a hole so that we have to freaking fill that hole later again. No sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Here's my take on it, and I kind of share that same sentiments where you don't get rid of a talented young left tackle. I think we have a good problem in Detroit. You have two guys that are excellent tackles. I mean, and Penei Sewell's 20. He can go out there and learn right tackle and then come back to play left. And it's not like he's never played right tackle. He didn't play left tackle until he got to Oregon, and he hasn't. Like you said, he hasn't allowed a sack since 2018. Now, you got to remember, he didn't play last year. So, that's his freshman and sophomore year. He didn't play as a junior because he went to Oregon at 17. So, because he went to the college game young, coming into the pros young. He is playing very well. I'm not disputing this whatsoever, but it's just the holistic approach to trading Taylor Decker is that salary cap implications, dead cap money, bonus money, those things are going to hurt us, and they have hurt us in the past. We want to get out of that. And Taylor Decker is young. It's not like, and Taylor Decker was drafted to be the left tackle in Detroit. Penei Sewell was drafted to be the right tackle in Detroit. There's the difference in that. Not saying that that Penei Sewell will not be a generational left tackle, but it's not his time to be the left tackle in Detroit. When Taylor Decker comes back, he's going to go back to the left, and Penei Sewell is going to go back to the right, and he's going to grow and learn. Now, in the next year or so, once we can get that big contract off the books and get rid of some of that dead cap space, maybe we do move on from Taylor Decker. It's possible, but you don't want to give away. Yeah, you don't want to give away your one of the most talented left tackles in the league. Someone says, and we'll get into the comment cards later on, but he's 26 years old. He was the NFL first team all rookie team as the left tackle at Taylor Decker. The guy's talented. He lived up to his contract last year. You see how much better he played last year? He didn't do like most people do. They get their money and they regress. No, he got his money and he progressed. So I think that all this talk of getting rid of Taylor Decker or switching them, is a little bit premature.
And I'm glad you got to that point. That's my only question is not, if not now, because of course, the only reason, the big reason why we're getting to have this conversation is because, Decker ain't there. But of course, Decker come back, whatever, it'll shake itself out. But if not now, that's my only thing is if not now, when? But I mean, of course, I never really think of it or look at that aspect of it, the whole, cap situation. If it's a trade, it's like, all right, we'll make the trade. Because I don't know what all goes on, so I don't really think about that part. So, but if that's what's going to happen, I can understand. I don't want him gone. Let me make sure I say that. I don't want him gone. I remember I've been on the record on this on y'all's platform a bunch of times saying I thought he was okay at playing right tackle. Chill, like he'd be all right at right tackle. Because in my mind, at least from what I saw, I thought he played more like a right tackle. He went forward a whole lot. He didn't. Maybe it's he didn't look like what was it called, a bookend. He didn't look like just a pure pass blocking tackle. So, but that's my biggest question is, or what the interesting thing will be, is if not now, when? And I guess it'll probably be when it's affordable for.
Even 2 years from now, Penei Sewell's gonna be 22 and Decker's only gonna be 28.
But now, one quick question though, and this is the like I said yesterday, this is my, I guess, what caveat on it all. If somebody were to give us a great big old deal for them, 2 or 3 picks, 2 or 3 ones or something like that, 1 and 2 twos, something crazy, something that we would, something you'd like, oh, you might got to take that. That's the only thing. Like, would you take the trade then, or would you just
if they came at us with a 1 and a couple of 2s, I would actually do it, because this year we're not going to win anyway. That's the other side to this. Right. The other side to this is we're not going to win anyway this year. So maybe next year we draft another right tackle. We could use that pick on finishing that offensive line, or really helping that defense with the 3 first-round picks. I don't think we get a first for Taylor Decker, but you never know. If a team gets an injury and they really need a left tackle, they may do it. They may.
Yeah. Somebody might get a wild hair up their butt and do that, but we'll see. Hey, if you like this content, like this video, share the video, comment on the video, help us with this YouTube algorithm. Hey, man, we want you on this bandwagon with us on the march to 10,000. So click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a 1 red penny. So it's time for us to hush and talk about what you had to say about yesterday's show. It's time for them comment cards, baby. Jim, what you got first?
I got Dustin Powell. He says, we need experience. This coach has got heart. The young core just needs to learn a little bit more. The 4th and 2 we went for changed the game. Only down 4 with a quarter to play. You got to kick the field goal. Overall, I'm excited about this team. Good job, guys. Won pride. I think that was a manageable 4th down. I love the aggressiveness. And why not? Why not? I would have rather ran the ball in that play, but you know what? What if we ran the ball and got stuffed? We would have said, man, we should have passed the ball and did something else. So, I mean, it's hindsight's always 20/20, but I like the call for going for it.
If I can comment on that, I was watching the Manning cast. I just felt like that's a crazy play to make. They said it there that just like on a 4th down, it should be an easier throw. Like that was so many things had to go right for that throw to go right on 4th and 2, and that was my only thing. Like like Derrick Goff might be the bad decision maker in that case, but whatever. Bruce Betterly said, "What up, Bruce? I wonder if we could trade Jamie Collins to Philly for Darius Slay." I don't know. I don't know if he would want to come back here, and I don't know if Philly would want to move him, because Philly 1-1 and they looking okay. So
Philly paid him a fat contract too. So
they did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we definitely don't trade for him then. There you go.
Yeah. McKalen Morris, I think that's how you say that. Why in the world would you take a 1st round possible generation left tackle and stick him on the opposite side for, at best, a good veteran left tackle? Taylor Decker's better than the good veteran left tackle. It's called upgrading whenever you can. It's called being smart, because you have to look at it holistically. It's just not about Penei Sewell. It's about the whole package of Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell. They drafted Sewell to be the right tackle. Come on, man. We're going to discuss this again a little bit later. Yeah,
this doesn't make any sense to me, because you're saying upgrade wherever you can. So you think our right tackle is great? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. And it's been 2 games, folks. 2 freaking games.
That's a downgrade having Matt Nelson instead of Penei Sewell at right tackle.
You know how they say if you find out she's the one, don't waste time.
Mm-hmm.
If you find out,
maybe. I feel what you're saying.
I'm not hating on that either, but
yeah, I can't head on that comment at all.
Cap Ice Cold says, so we have one game where the offense worked in the second half, and one game where the offense worked in the first half. Now we need to get a game where the offense worked in both halves. I 100% agree.
Here's Izzy. We're talking about Decker again. Decker isn't a Pro Bowl left tackle. I just totally disagree. So move him to right And Penei Sewell is trash at right tackle in pass block. He could be a top 2 left tackle in a couple of years if he is developing at left tackle. Well, if he's already so good, he doesn't need developing, I guess, in 2 games. I don't see what you guys are doing all this. I know going to right tackle, it's the opposite arm punch, and it's getting off on the opposite foot. And I agree, it's not easy. But he's 20 years old, guys. It's not like we're going to make the playoffs this year. I'm not trying to be negative, but it's not like we're going to make the playoffs this year. It's not like we're going to, go places this year. Get him some training at right tackle. Might help him. It might actually help him, not hurt him.
It might make him a better overall football player. Yeah, all around tackle where you have one of the best tackles in the game. You can stick him anywhere. So, all right. So Big Frank 311 says Anzalone is a blind Jelani Tavai. Wow, that's a crazy take. He gotta go. Get new linebackers who have speed. I like the first half, but the second half, when Lions went forward on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal to cut it to 1, is where the wheels came off.
Yeah.
That was a turning point. That was definitely a turning point
between
that and the goal line PI. That was a phantom call.
Oh, it was. Do you think we should look at Sewell's brother?
Man, to have those 2 guys back, man, I watched him at Oregon. That guy's pretty fast.
He's pretty good. He's pretty
good.
So
and he's not their top linebacker, and he plays pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd just be kind of cool to have him here too. Anyway, all right. So if you like the content of this show, please press the like button for us and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. We're on that march to 10,000 subscribers, and we're gaining every single day. And it's because of you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. But now it's time for my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man Curt.
Hey, Dessert with your man Curt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Delightful Bites. Now, before we do that, the football special, 4 helmets, 4 logos, and 4 footballs for $35. That's your dozen of cookies to sweeten up your football watching experience. So go over there and check it out and get your cookie on. Now, I have a couple of things for the Dessert with your man Curt for today. First off, I would like to give a shout out to my guy Robert Falenza. I went to high school. His dad Joe Falenza was our high school principal. He worked at Flint Powers Catholic High School for years. Recently passed away, and our condolences go out to the Falenza family. Rob, my heart goes out to you. He's a former veteran as well, but his dad was a longtime principal at that school, and that is a very big alumni base. Ty Light, if you remember him from the Rams, he in Notre Dame, and he played for the Lions for a little while as well. He's one of my guys I went to high school with, and he was a member of that fraternity of alumni for the Powers Catholic High School in Flint. But that is it was a tragedy that he passed away. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you want to check me out, more places, man. I had so much fun last night. You got to go over and check out We Are Lions Nation podcast. I went over there and checked it out yesterday. It was so fun. I was on there with those guys, with Statman and Smoking Jeremy, who's usually on our Friday show. And, we have the soul man, Andy Souls. I went over there and hung out with those guys last night. So go over there and definitely check it out. It was so much fun with those guys. And I had some more content. The guy at the bottom of the screen was on the Die Hard Den yesterday. The episode will be out today. We had to do the newest member of Detroit Lions on the Prowl YouTube crew. So I had my man LL Cool Tawrence on the Die Hard Den. So go over and check that out. Some more content is different. So this giving you more options for your Detroit Lions coverage. So go over there and check out We Are Lion Nations and the latest episode of the Die Hard Den over there on Fan Media Network. And that's your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites.
Man, final thoughts for today. What a show today. I mean, you know what? Yeah, we've lost 2 games, but it's 2 games. Pump the brakes, guys. This is not a 2-game rebuild. So, or build, let's put it that way. Right. What we have to do is we have to be patient. We have to be patient with the young talent we have. They are talented. It's just going to take some time to get some of that coaching into them so that they can be superstars. I think we have a budding superstar in Panay Sewell. I know Melon Famu got hurt, but he looked really good out there when he didn't look lost out there like a rookie, like I thought he would. And it takes corners a few years, and that guy came on the field and wow, Derrick Barnes looks really good. A lot of our guys look really, really good. So pump the brakes. We have another draft class coming up. We also have another free agency period coming up after this year. But you know what? Please don't get down on this team and start talking trash against our coaches and all this other stuff. It is not deserved yet. They are young too. I mean, not young as an age, but young as we're in their spots. Let's put it that way. Dan Campbell, first year head coach, so there's some growing pains there too, but we're going to get the ship right. It's not the same old Lions, and keep hanging in there. There's one more thing I have to say though. We have a 3:00 members only, gold members only meeting today. Those are a lot of fun. If you're a gold member, I'm going to put that in the community chat. And for those members, I'm going to give that to you on Twitter or Facebook, those platforms, so that you have it. So anyway, join us today at 3. And those are my final thoughts for today.
My final thoughts for today. Should have said, well, I was going to say this yesterday. FTP, always and forever. But even 0-2, the hopium is still in the room. It just, it's on hold. I'm a hopeful fan, but I'm not a crazy person. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. I just wanted it to go better. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not looking like it's going to do better. So, but I will say this. If we win 2 in a row at any point, outside of the last 2 or something, but we going like a 2-game streak, a 3-game streak, it's right back on, baby. It's right back on. I'm right back to 10 wins. So just that's an advanced statement or advanced warning, maybe.
All right. So my final thoughts are, I agree with Dan Campbell. It's not the same lines. I don't want to hear that crap either. So, just be positive and you're going to learn. It's a learning process, and it's going to it takes some time to get this build or retool or whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's not going to be instantly better overnight here in Detroit. Too much turnover, too much roster turnover, too much staffing turnover, just to be great right out the gate. So, hey, be realistic, you know what I'm saying? And your fandom, I always want them to win. I never want them to lose. I just have realistic expectations for this team. So going forward, that's just my thoughts for this. Now let's take that stroll all over to the Wall of Fame to see who's on that thing today. We got our bronze members. We have DSA member Detroit Drew. He's also a member of Woodward Sports over there. Midwest Lion. The Latino Leo, Brian Stover, Bo Gagrius, Justin, that favorite beer, 10 Kate. You have Sage. I don't know why he still has that name. Sirrat Roberts, Subsy Trap City Boys Entertainment, Mr. Scotty the Bear. Now, I hung out with Mr. Scotty last night. He was definitely in the We Are Lion Nation podcast live stream last night. So what up, Scotty? Crystal Wiley, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, Art Allen, the Flintstone himself, Jimbo G. What up, Jimbo? And David Anderson. Silver members, we have Nomis J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cole. The signals are in the sky for the Batman of the 313. He's coming to save the day. John Martin, the tornado. The F5 is blowing through the building, baby. And we got Lions. They're out of breath. Gotta go to baby. Michael Huck, Mr. Reliable himself. He's going to be in that 3:00 meeting. It's like clockwork. Just in the D. Pride 74, Doug Prince 72. The inspirational Turner C. Burley, Dominic Davis, Larry McQuiston, Bob Karowski, Big Ferg himself, Matthew Ferguson, writing some great articles over there on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com. The one he has on Chris Spillman out there right now is an absolute gem of an article. Go over there and check that out. You have Miles Gibbs. We got the Gridiron Blitz. The Mr. Rough and Raw himself, North End Ken. Stay safe on those roads, big fella. And you know who it is, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that Join Now button in the description or the subscribe logo at the bottom of the screen.
All right, everybody. Wonderful show today. I got to thank Curt Steele today, the man of steel, and LL Cool Tawrence for a lot of great insights today. It was a really good show. Really appreciate both of you guys, really from the heart, man. But also, we have one more thing to do today. You know what that is? Go home. Curt, take us home.
You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And it's hump day, baby. It's the middle of the week. Hey, you got to grind it out a few more days and the week will be over. So, go ahead and keep working hard. But you have to check us out on DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com. We got some great articles over there written by Matthew Ferguson. If you want to find some decent, a lot of bonus, just great content from a bunch of Lions content creators, go over and check us out on Lions Nation Unite. Team 84 has assembled a great cast over there for Lions content. So go over there and check out Lions Nation Unite. It's a blast over there. And I'm telling you, the game day chat is wonderful. And check out the newest video from Herman Moore and featuring a friend of the show, Dosa Dion. He did that video yesterday. So go over to Lions Nation Unite YouTube channel and check that out. So, and you got to go over to lionsontheprowlshop.com. I'm rocking that "What Up, No" shirt today. Jim's rocking that Lion on the Prowl family shirt. And that kneecap body shirt is behind him over his shoulders. You can see it right there. Go over there and get yourself some gear on lionsontheprowlshop.com. And if you get yourself some Lion gear, I'm wearing this new, the last year, Salute to Service. I'm getting that new one when it comes out this year. Go over to fanatics.com. The link is in the description. A portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content on this channel. Definitely worth it. And you get those little coupons every time for 20% off your next order whenever you order on fanatics.com. So what's today? Today's Wednesday. I said it's hump day. Baby. Let's grind it out. Let's do what you got to do. So you got to crumbs off your face, finish your drink, and get back to work. And whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do for your boy Curt Steele. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.